Last fall, I chose to study abroad in Japan. And while I didn't think that would be a very significant decision at first, it ended up changing my life, and in many ways that I didn't expect along the way. And I found that since coming back, things have just never been the same. That feeling became very apparent the moment I stepped off the plane in America. My original plan was to explore San Francisco for about 8 hours before going back to Boston, but things quickly took a turn for the worst. Only an hour after getting off of the airport, I found myself being followed in a train station, and that moment alone, someone following behind my back, I wasn't sure if I was going to be jumped or not. In that one moment, I felt more unsafe in that one moment than in 3.5 months in Japan. And that was a hard pill to swallow. I definitely got probably rather unlucky with that experience, but it really stuck with me and hasn't really left my mind ever since coming back here. Fortunately, I'm from New Hampshire, which is one of the safest states in America, but even still, that feeling hasn't left me one bit. That tiny feeling of uneasiness when it feels like someone might be just watching behind my back. I don't think anyone is now. I would certainly hope not. I think that's the reason why I love studying abroad in Japan so much. I just felt so safe. Despite being 7,000 miles away from my home, I felt a peace that I have not been able to replicate here ever since. Reverse culture shock is not an easy thing to deal with no matter who you are, but I'm finding that I'm having a very difficult time with it. And that's with me being back for nearly 4 months now. I was fortunate enough to have been given an opportunity to see more of my extended family just a few days after coming back, and I thought this would be a way to help ease me back into America. But I found out very quickly that something just didn't feel right. I'd come back expecting things to be mostly the same or maybe even slightly different, but everyone had been advancing their lives so much in the time that I was gone. And when I came back from my paradise, or vacation if you will, it was study abroad, but you get the idea. I'd felt like a complete shell of myself ever since getting off that plane, and I'm just put into an environment where all of our family is talking about what they've been doing over the past year, and I felt completely outcasted as a result because I had felt like I had done nothing. I'm definitely in the awkward middle ground where I'm too young to fully relate to my parents and my uncles and aunts, but I'm also far too old to relate to my younger cousins. So when I came back from 106 days abroad in Japan, I wanted to share my stories, but it truly felt like no one wanted to listen to me. And fair point, 2025 was a very eventful year for a lot of people, and being that this was at the very end of the year, just before the new year, everyone wanted to share what they had accomplished. And in the grand scheme of things, I accomplished basically nothing apart from going all the way across the world and abandoning everyone. It's tough, isn't it? Which is partly why I'm doing this. I'd like to share my experience to all of you and maybe help a brother or a sister out there who might be going on a similar experience soon. I think study abroad is a wonderful experience that I think everyone should be able to do if they have the chance to do it. But at the same time, that own experience creates some very unique problems that you wouldn't think you'd have once you come back. And once I did, I really felt like I was never going to be the same person again. And I still think that. It's easy to become disillusioned about your home country, especially if you go live abroad for a few months. But the 3.5 months that I was out in Nagasaki really gave me a new perspective on life. I had been led to believe that I'd just be an introvert for the rest of my life. You know, working in an office cubicle, standard 9 to 5, chugging along. But Japan changed that for me. I was given an opportunity to meet new people that I didn't think I'd ever have the chance to meet. I felt chosen out there, like people wanted to be around me. One of the things I did that I think helped me with that was bring this with me. It's a Rubik's Cube. This has been a hobby of mine for several years, and I've gotten to be pretty fast at it over time. And I just thought that bringing a visible icebreaker, like this, could help me get past that little awkward language barrier a little bit. Because a lot of people know what this thing is, and I thought it would be a step in the right direction. And to my surprise, it worked better than I thought it ever would. If I hadn't brought this thing, I don't think we'd be having this conversation right now. I think I would have been talking about this experience in a much more negative manner. But even by bringing something as simple as this, it gave me something that people could associate with me and naturally formed an identity around. I think in America, something like this could make you be seen as nerdy, but that wasn't the case back in Japan. Though naturally speaking, I think I was definitely quite a bit intimidating. I mean, it'd be hard to not be intimidated watching someone solving a cube as fast as they physically can. So I think even with that, I think I kind of went too far into this niche. But I digress. It made my experience 5 times better, and I think if I didn't bring it, I wouldn't be wanting to go back as much as I would be right now. Of course, the road back is not going to be easy. As I'm graduating in a month, I'm going to have to find a job. Still haven't. Maybe one day. and I'm gonna have to keep saving money and obviously work on my Japanese. I'm starting to work towards N3 grammar now. It's very difficult, and I wouldn't wish this upon anyone else. Willingly, of course. Unless if you're actually trying to learn Japanese, but that's beside the point. But yeah, it's a very brutal grind for sure. My experience, I feel, was truly wonderful, and I'd wish for anyone else to experience what I did. But something you have to realize about being an expat is that you suddenly begin to lose what the feeling of home is like. And that's where I'm gonna leave things for today. What does home feel like to you? If you've made it this far, I'd like you to comment your own thoughts. I'd like to turn this into a community of people from all over the world where we can just share our collective experiences. And I think that's a good place to start. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon for more expat experiences.